Yo, what's going on guys, it's Fat God Thor here, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can win every single showdown game really easy just with these simple tips and tricks. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 1k subs before the end of March, and if you do find this video helpful, leave a like on it and let me know in the comments down below what rank you are in Showdown, whether you're playing it a lot or not, whether you're trying to upgrade Scottie Pippen. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so the first tip is simply don't shoot threes. So you're probably not going to score that many threes if your team is mainly all gold players, and elites are really hard to get. They do have like slightly better 3-point ratings, but even them will probably miss more threes than they make. So it's probably better not to go for threes because they do waste time. Obviously you're shooting from further out, it takes longer for the ball to get to the hoop, so you're just going to waste a lot of time and you're going to miss opportunities, and that's all wasted points that you could have got if you hadn't shot the three, and your opponent is more likely to then just rebound the ball and go back up the court. So that's tip number one, don't shoot threes at all. So instead of shooting threes, for tip number two, what you want to do is score dunks and layups. So these are more likely to go in. Okay, they're really easy to make, so obviously if you can get close to that basket, just go up for the dunk, go up for the layup. They're more likely to go in than 3-pointers because the gold players, they will have like a higher layup or higher dunk rating than shooting threes. Plus also, I know some of them do miss dunks, but they're more than likely to go in, and layups are probably, I haven't seen anyone miss a layup that I've played against or that I have done. So layups and dunks are pretty easy to make. All you need to do is just drive up to the hoop and then swipe up to shoot. You can easily get that dunk, easy layup, that's 2 points, and then there's no rebounding involved really. If you make it, it's gone, and then the opponent will come back and you can just get the ball quickly, and those are just quick points, and those will add up over time, so you get lots more points in those showdown games. Okay, so tip number three is to score quick baskets. Now obviously if you're going to shoot 3-pointers, those take forever because you're going to have to shoot them. It takes a while to get to the hoop, then you're going to lose it and your opponent will get the ball. So you want to do is score quick baskets. So don't dribble a lot if you're outside the 3-point line. Don't dribble a lot, just pass to someone who's close to the basket and they can get the dunk or the layup really easily. So yeah, just keep finding ways and passing to players that are closer to the hoop. Obviously it's hard to drive through everyone. If there's 5 players blocking your way to the hoop, then just pass it out, pass from your point guard to a power forward or center, and just get someone closer to the basket so they can get that easy layup or that easy dunk. And that's just quick points. And then if you score quick points, then you'll have more opportunities, more offensive opportunities to score the basket. So if you just take forever to score one basket, then you're not going to have much time to score as many as you can. So these quick baskets, the 2 points, just get them done, get them quickly done, then you can have more and more opportunities to score the baskets throughout the whole game. Alright, so tip number four is to try and get as many steals as you can. Now the reason for this is so you can get lots of fast break points, and like linking in with the last tip is it just you'll get to score the basket a lot quicker, and you'll just like get more and more opportunities to score, and it also stops your opponent from scoring, which we'll come on to later. But yeah, the steals lead to fast break points. Once you get them, just pass it to the person who's running fastest or closest to the basket, then they can get that dunk and that layup first and just get it done, and that's an extra offensive play you've done right there and stopped your opponent from scoring. Okay, so tip number five is to always have good defense. Now when you go into a showdown game, you may think, oh, I need to score as many points as I can, but the thing is with that, if you score say 15 points but your opponent scores 13, the points difference is only 2. And what you want to do in showdown games is try and maximize that points difference, try and make the gap between you and your opponent as large as possible, so it's harder for your opponent when they play their quarter to then catch back up. So what you want to do is just like try and have good offense, but then also play good defense, get the blocks, get the steals, like I said in the last tip, get those steals, stop your opponent from scoring, get rebounds, just go close to your opponent, stop them from scoring, and then you'll have a massive points difference, which will hopefully then lead to wins. say if I win 15-7, that's an 8 points difference, and that makes it a lot harder because my opponent has to then obviously win by more than 8 points to get the win. So that's kind of hard for them to do. So you're more than likely going to get the win if you do get, I'd say, around 8 points difference or more. So you're more likely to get the win. So just, yeah, keep in mind that you have to have good defense as well as offense. Okay, so tip number 6 is to pass to open players or the players closer to the basket. So if you see like a man's open for a mid-range shot, just play it to them, take the shot quickly, because I know they might miss the mid-range shot, but they're more than likely going to get it in if they're wide open. If they're contested, then just pass it to someone closer to the basket so you can get easy baskets like I said earlier, dunks and layups. But it's just finding the right person to pass to, who's close to the basket, who is open. Because if you're going in for a layup and you know it's congested in the key, then just pass it out, or let your power forward or center or small forward, whoever, if your point guard drives in and it's congested, come back out, play it to someone on the outside so they can have a go and try and go in, because it opens up more space on the court and you're more likely going to get it in if no one's around you. Okay, so point number 7 is simply if you're losing like 2 or 3 showdown games in a row, just take a break. Whether that be go off the game for a bit, maybe play a different mode, play live today, play a couple of easy events, but yeah, just take a break if you're losing 3 in a row, because you'll probably get frustrated and you just keep losing and losing and losing, which you don't want to do. You want to try and win as many games as you can. So if you're losing like 3 or 2 in a row, just take a break and then come back to the showdown games and try again, because then you're like more fresh, you're concentrating a bit more on the game, and you can just focus on winning and getting the wins instead of losing and keep on losing. So just, yeah, take a break if you're losing like 3 or 2 in a row, then come back to it and hopefully you'll win a bit more. Okay, so tip number 8 is to focus on getting the ball to big men. So those are your power forwards, your centers, because they're more likely to be closer to the hoop and they're more likely to get the ball in because they're obviously a little bit taller than other players. So they're gonna be a lot bigger, so they'll manage to get the other players, get your opponents out the way, get to the basket, get to the hoop a lot quicker for the dunks, for the layups, and you're just getting easy points then, and they're more than likely going to go in because power forwards and centers, they mainly have a high dunk or high layup rating. So if you can get it to them, that's good. They're probably more likely to get it in, and those are easy points you can get, and those will add up over time. Okay, so tip number 9, this may seem a bit obvious, but having a good team, it really helps. So if you can get, like, I'd say at the moment, at the beginning of the season, I'm 74 overall, and that really helps because most of the other players, unless they've grinded a little bit more than me or they've opened more packs than me, they're not going to be as high overall, and that does help. So yeah, also what I would recommend getting is, if you win a couple games in a row, I think you have to go up 5 divisions, and then you can get Scottie Pippen. He really helps. He's 76 overall, but even though he's not super high up, you can rank him up, level him up so he's higher overall. But that just gives you an advantage, because as you see at the beginning of games, you get, like, whether you're higher overall, you get a certain percent advantage, and that does actually help in the long run through the game. So if you can get that good team, really high overall. Some players are really high overall, but they have terrible stats. If you can get players that have good stats, have a good dunk, have a good layup rating, then those will help you when you're playing to get more baskets in those showdown games. Okay, so the last tip number 10, is if you're playing against a higher overall opponent, so say you're 72 overall and you're playing against a 74 overall, just forget they're a higher overall. So just imagine they're the same overall as you or a little bit lower, because when you see that they're higher overall, you may just feel, oh, they're going to beat me anyway. But if you stick to it and follow the other tips that I've said previously, you can actually beat them. I've played 76 overall teams with my 74 overall team, and I've still beaten them just by using these tips. And then I can get more wins, get a load of fans, and then go up and maybe upgrade Scottie Pippen as well. So yeah, if these tips did help you out, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. As I said, we're trying to hit 1K before March. So yeah, and comment down below if these did help you as well, or whether I missed a couple of showdown tips and tricks that you could use when you're playing showdown games. And if you think there are more, just put them down in the comments so I can read them. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.